Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2017 science fiction film The Last Scout, a film that is directed by Simon Phillips and it stars Blaine Gray, Simon Phillips, Rebecca Fernando, Deji LaRae, Rita Ramane, Paul Thomas Arnold and Peter Woodward. Now this is a film that is obviously set in the future. In the year 2065, the Earth was destroyed in a bout of nuclear war, and humanity basically fled to the stars in search of a new home. And essentially these scout ships are sent out to different areas of the galaxy to try and find a suitable planet for humans to occupy. So these scout ships are sent out in all these different directions, and if they find a suitable planet, then they send a beacon back to the fleet, and then all of humanity will head there. Currently there has been no luck, and we are on this ship called Pegasus, and it is a ship that is manned by about 10 people, something like that. Not many on there, and they've all got the duties. You've got your pilots, you've got your captain, you've got your engineer, the medical officer, all this kind of stuff. And they are heading to a particular location. It's taken them 7 years to get there. However, things don't exactly go to plan. They discover an abandoned ship they discover was occupied by the Chinese. Now, obviously, there is some animosity with some of the crew towards the Chinese. Probably linked to the nuclear war stuff. However, they need to explore this ship in order to get some vital parts that they need for them to complete their journey. Things don't exactly from that point on go according to plan. Right, so what are my thoughts on The Last Scout? Well, this is obviously quite a low budget film. However, there's aspects of this film that suitably impressed me. Its production values were pretty good. The score, the direction, the cast, everything like that is suitably professional, and it comes across pretty well on screen. There's nobody I don't think stands out here as a low-level acting performance. I think everybody does their job and does it well. And something that this film does really well, I think, is spend time to allow you to get to know this crew. I like it personally when not only science fiction films do this, but any film does this. If it gives you time to get to know the characters, and in this particular case, the crew. When things start going badly further on into the film, you know these characters. You've got to know them a little bit. You feel a little bit of a connection to them, so therefore you feel a loss when there is a loss. And that's one thing this film gets absolutely right. You get to spend time with the crew when they're having meals. They spend their time watching classic films like Jaws and Night of the Living Dead, so you feel that connection as well. It doesn't feel that far into the future. They still are aware of the media that we watch now, things like that. So I think the film does a really good job in regards to that. You almost feel part of the crew, which really helps with the immersion. Another thing that quite impressed me was the effects. I thought, I mean, don't get me wrong, this obviously isn't mind-blowing special effects like Marvel or one of the Star Wars films, but for the budget that it has, I think it does pretty well here. The ship itself, the interior I'm talking about now, it kind of feels like lo-fi sci-fi. It felt realistic, it was quite dark, it felt functional but not comfortable. So I think they did a pretty good job in regards to the aesthetics of the feel of the film, in regards to the interiors and the prop design, and also the special effects from the exterior of the ship and things like that. So it ticks a lot of boxes, this film, in regards to what it's trying to achieve. However, where this film fails is pacing issues. There are pacing issues. It's quite a slow burn of a film, this. And if you're not really interested, so if you want to watch a sci-fi film and you want to get to the crux of the issue and start getting to all that tension and stuff very quickly, then you're probably not going to enjoy aspects of this film, because it does it's a slow burn, because it allows you to get to know these characters and their introductions, and all these dialogues that the characters have with each other. Because of that, it affects the pace of the film. So it does trudge along at a pretty slow pace, this film. And ultimately, it doesn't really do anything new with this kind of story in this genre. Well, we've seen this kind of thing many, many times before. I've even reviewed films similar to this on the channel many, many times before. There are many similar science fiction films like this out there on the market. Bleak future, searching for hope, investigating abandoned ships, things going wrong, crew turning on each other, arguments, all this kind of stuff. The only thing this film is missing, you don't get any beasties and monsters and things like that. It's all the horror and the tension, if you like, what there is all built from within the crew. There was, I think, opportunities in this film to ramp up the tension and the horror, and there was an aspect where there was a level of distrust running through the crew, and I think they could have highlighted that far more and made this almost like The Thing in space, that level of distrust. I just don't think they tapped into it well enough here. I think there's more they could have done to really ramp up that tension and lack of trust, and almost made it like a whodunit at times. And I don't think they tapped into that well enough. But I thought it was okay. I quite enjoyed watching this film. It's almost it was almost just exactly what I wanted, but it just lacked it in a couple of areas. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's certainly worth checking out. There are aspects of it that I thought were impressive, and science fiction fans, I think, will find some things in this film to enjoy. So that's my review for The Last Scout. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with more content on Screen Stars very, very soon.